With tomorrow's Thanksgiving, making it the perfect time to show extra appreciation to those who embody the spirit of giving. In fact, from day one of this show, we set our spotlight on the helpers, good neighbors propelling change in their communities. In 2020, we featured an Atlanta man bringing mobile sinks to areas where the unhoused community congregated. It was the height of the pandemic, and hand washing was more important than ever. But his organization does so much more to give back every day. From Love Beyond Walls, it's everybody, let's welcome in person this time, Terence. Give it up for Terence. Welcome to the show.
Kelly, I'm excited.
I know, me too. Thank you so much for being here. So wait, your nonprofit does lots of direct outreach. So kind of explain an example.
Yeah, so like imagine someone who is unhoused that needs access to a shower, that needs to be reunited with their family members. Sometimes when public sweeps happen, vital records are lost, right? Identification cards. You need an ID to get housing, to open a bank account, to actually get a job. Sometimes we're helping people who are unhoused even get access to identification cards.
Yeah.
Because we found out that people need people, right? And we strive to just be an organization where we mobilize a community of people to show up and affirm the dignity of those who are sometimes invisible.
Yeah. Wow. So you know what it's like to struggle. So tell us about your upbringing.
Yeah. Grew up single parent. Saw my mom work hard, you know, fingers to the bone. I internalized a lot and ended up dropping out of high school. There were times when I would live on the streets, and my mom would always say, Terence, you gotta keep getting your education. She would instill in me that education could be a pathway to leadership. Well, I had a friend whose father, his name is Mr. Moore. One time I was staying in my car and I went over to his house. He looked at me, tapped me on my chest, and told me, one day you're gonna be a leader. One day you will share your story and relate to others. And that's what I've been able to do. I overcame all of those odds. I went back to school as a fifth-year senior, graduated high school, and went on to get a PhD.
Yeah. Now wait. Yeah, you didn't just finish high school. Tell everybody how many degrees you have, man. Bragger. This is crazy.
I actually have 5 degrees.
What?
Including a PhD. So I got a chance to actually research and study what I've overcome, right?
Yeah.
Which is a huge thing. But for me, education is not about just self-service. For me, education has been a capacity building tool to help me serve the community better.
Yeah.
And one of the greatest forms of education that I've learned is through proximity with my neighbors, through proximity with people, right? Getting the chance to know the stories of individuals who are sometimes overlooked. And I believe that proximity actually changes things. And it's an honor to serve those who are considered least and remind them that they are worth it.
For sure. So you took time to go back on the streets to live and talk to people before actually starting the organization, right?
Yeah. I actually started my organization on a cell phone, living on the streets. I had built a relationship with this guy named Kurt. And one day I asked Kurt, I said, hey, why don't you allow me to help you get into a shelter? And he flips the question. He says, why don't you come out here and live on the streets? And I went home. I'm with my wife and my 2 children, TJ and Zion.
Yeah.
And I tell my wife, I'm like, I think I'm supposed to live on the streets. And she was like, what? You know?
She was like, why are you running from me?
We have a house, we have everything.
Yeah.
But I made this statement. I said, if I want to serve the community, I have to be daring and bold enough to take off my shoes of comfort to put on their shoes of struggle, right? And they,
that's well said.
And my family dropped me off underneath a bridge, and I was embraced by this community that is isolated. They rallied together to get me a tent, a blanket. My friend Tony, who was living with a terminal illness, we would go and stand on the street corner and beg for dollars while people would roll by and pass us by. He gave me his last pair of donated socks because this was near Christmas, right? And I just realized that sometimes people who don't have the least are willing to give the most, and sometimes those who have the most are willing to give the least.
Yeah, it's like the parable in the Bible. Yeah, with the older lady. Yeah, that's so true. Terence has been at this work for more than a decade, setting the example for many, including his own daughter, Zion, now, who's sitting with us. Welcome to the show. Beautiful name. Well done with that. But what was it like growing up with Terence as your daddy?
Well, growing up, I've always just seen my parents put their time and effort into the community. And that, just being young, it was just so inspiring, which actually takes me back to my story. In the 2nd grade, my dad was actually doing an awareness campaign he was walking to Atlanta to DC to raise awareness for those who are experiencing poverty and homelessness.
Yeah.
He was actually featured in the newspaper at that time. So me being young, I'm like, oh, my dad is in the newspaper?
Yeah.
Like, hello? So I brought that newspaper clipping to my 2nd grade classroom, and I actually presented it to my teacher, and I was like, you know, this is what my dad is doing. I want to do something too with our class.
Yeah.
So instead of passing it away, she decided to allow our classroom in our school to come together to, you know, gather loose change, and we ended up coming up with about $57 worth of change.
Yeah.
To raise awareness for this very cause that he was walking for.
Yeah, but the most important part of that, like we come back to the parable that we were talking about earlier, is like, it's not the amount, it's the intent, and it's the desire to do something outside of oneself to help someone else and see them.
Right.
You know, I think that's the bigger impact, especially making on young people, that that's a norm, making that normal. I'm totally fine over here crying. That's so beautiful. Now you've launched your own project, right? So tell us about it.
Yes, well, it is actually a project initiative, Zion's Closet, an initiative under Love Beyond Walls, our family's organization that is actually a care closet that we are placing in Title I schools to bring awareness to those students that are maybe experiencing poverty and homelessness.
Yeah.
So we are providing essential needs in these closets, such as clothes, shoes, or food for students to come in and get the resources that they need.
Yeah, even washing machines and dryers.
Yeah.
Like sometimes families may have been living out of a car or in a motel and they don't have access to wash their clothes. And so parents can come in. We have a Wi-Fi lab where they can fill out job applications and wash their students' clothes. And it helps with the morale of the students. Imagine sitting in a classroom and you can't connect with the lesson because you don't have on clean clothes or your shoes are too small.
And kids are mean, man. They point it out. You know what I'm saying? People will point out, it's like, didn't you wear that shirt yesterday? And I'm like, I sure did.
Yeah, and that's what Zion's Closet is. It's a place of comfort and where students can come in and feel comfortable and actually call home, where I can come in without being judged or, you know, mistreated because of what, like my shoes or like,
because what life has handed you.
Yeah. So
It's so beautiful. How does it feel? Like you're not only inspiring like next generation, your daughter. That's a really cool thing.
I'm so proud of my daughter, just embodying what it means to be a good neighbor.
I love your family. You have special plans for Thanksgiving tomorrow, right? What are y'all doing?
Yeah, so we're actually building our 3rd Zion's Closet, and we're prepping that with volunteers. There's a principal whose heart is so shaped for student service, and we want to retrofit a teacher's lounge. It's so many students in the school that they've given us the teacher's lounge to turn into this community hub for students. And we want to do that before Christmas. And then also, we're serving thousands of families and people who are unhoused. We mobilize so many volunteers to come out. I mean, it could be showers, it can be grooming services, it could be food, it could be health checks, it could be a number of things. But the most important thing, Kelly, is that we get a chance to be community, because sometimes people just come for the hug, right?
Yeah.
And I think a hug is what we need right now.
Like any form of connection, it definitely is the most beautiful thing. And it just makes you feel seen. I think a lot of times people just don't feel seen, unhoused or housed. Like a lot of times that connection is what's missing. Well, our friends at TextNow are on a mission to make phone service free, easy, and accessible to everyone. They love how you're making it easy for the unhoused community in Atlanta to have access to all sorts of basic resources. So they're gonna donate $5,000 to Love Beyond Walls. I'm gonna donate $5,000 too, because I think it's such a beautiful thing. I know, like, you know where the money's going. You know what I'm saying? You know that they're gonna do such great things with it. Your family is so powerful and so beautiful, so I'm gonna donate as well. Thank you so much for coming here in person.